Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance Footlock playthrough. In this part we're going to be taking care of Chapter 19's base part. Let's get started. But first, we have the recap screen again. I don't know why we have this thing twice in a row for 2 chapters, with absolutely little reason to do it right now. After all, we literally just made one move. And all we did was cross the border. But it thought it was necessary. I will mention this, if you're playing the Japanese version, these are actually narrated in Japanese, but in English, for some weird reason, they're not. It may have been space, may have been something else. I'm not sure. This is a chapter that also gets harder if you don't have Racing. King Kilvis. He is actually here, and he's going to fight too. And yeah, Petrine's not happy by any stretch. Kilvis will always stand at Dane's side, as long as we receive our payment, of course. May our friendship never ends. See to it that your performance warrants such consideration. And we have Homasa. Work with King Kilvis to put a stop to Crimea's army. No screw-ups or else. I will not suffer another failure, King Kilvis. We must finish them, and do so quickly. Are we clear? And yeah, sick to death of being made fun of by that Crimean floozy, indeed. And the remaining portion of her fee? Paid when the job is done, eh? Well, everything's going according to plan, at least as he sees it. Half-breed standards, these crows are complete scum, eh? Anywho, I'll steal the skull whenever you're not looking. She is quite the racist, that is for sure. But also slightly justified. Lots of money spent last time, and not a lot of it gained so far. Still, lots of money. By your leave, Soren. Alright. Jill has the only one there, and lots of support conversations. So, let's talk about this one. This is actually an unusual thing, where it's a nod to the next chapter and not this chapter. Snow Angel. Who's there? Haar. Enemy camp, and he finally tracked her down after Toha. But never imagined that she would join up with them, eh? Interesting. Lagoose. With absolute hatred. Looks like you had some good experiences with the Happy Band, that's for sure. So, you're forming your own set of values for the first time. That's good. That's very good. But we're going to be fighting Shiharm soon. Probably the next... And by soon, they mean the next chapter. Even then, Jill's determined. But she needs to prepare herself for sure. Meanwhile, a man spoke to Jill recently, and it seems like they noticed. After all, she's fighting against the Daean army. It wouldn't be surprising if there were people in there that she had some attachment to. Shinon supports with both Rolf and Gautry. That's amazing. Meanwhile, Debdan. Actually, not going to have him support with Nephany. Largely because certain lady that we're going to be getting probably in the next chapter or the chapter after that. But first off, Braum, Nephany. Barracks. Okay? How do these guys know where to go without getting lost? Moving from one camp to the next every day. Never resting? Bad food? Well, it's got them all worked up anyways. Just gotta get used to it indeed. Well, not quite understanding what passes for normal, eh? Well, there's a lot of things that we don't know until they're right before us. After all, they didn't exactly train these people well whenever they first joined the militia. Well, stand for roll call. Got lost, strayed or fled. You're losing enemy soldiers before they even saw the enemy. That's for sure. We're in a real army now. Where are those barracks? My feet hurt and my back is sore. Let's just ask someone. But Nephene's a little bit embarrassed about the way she speaks. That's for sure. What else? Meanwhile, Boyd. Who? You can't help being a slow walker. Don't worry, you're doing fine. After all, a farmer's work lasts all year round, after all. You've got to have patience. Tell me, Pops, do you enjoy working in the fields? Bugs, animals, weather, it's all worth it come harvest. Interesting. I was just thinking, the farming life is the complete opposite of what we mercenaries do. Whereas Boyd's actually talking about an interesting philosophy about life. After all, you fight for what's right and protect people. I do my job just because I like it. But you know what? Break time's over. Back to training. Ah, shucks. I will admit, that gives me a small tinge warm heart. Not gonna lie. Lethe, Ike. Let's talk. Better than she expected. You see anyone else? You Lagoos have such awesome natural power. I figure Bjorn look weak in comparison. It's different fighting styles. You don't have the reactions or control that we do, but you're actually kind of graceful, which is an interesting way to put it. Yep, we need our weapons to move freely like a part of us. So yeah, takes a lot of work indeed. Their bargain. I should ask you, Lagoos training's hard, and you're going to hurt and bleed. Let's do it. Poor Reese. Or whoever has to watch that. Let alone heal Ike afterwards. And I believe that's it for everybody right now. Next up is bonus experience. I'll see you back here once I'm finished with that. Okay. Reasonable, like. Okay, there we go, Ileana. Very nicely done, Lethe. Okay, there we go, Braum. Took a couple tries. And with that, I'm out of bonus experience. So, let's get to outfitting people. Rolf, you're still fine. I don't need to do a lot. Boyd, I need to move around my bands a little bit, as this one is going to be a little bit awkward. I don't think I'd love to keep the mage band on Ileana, but at this point, I think I'm going to just have to suck it up. So, Ileana, take the paladin band, as I'd like to get her speed capped by the time she hits level 20. And the earlier I can do that, the better. Ike, take the archer band. And Tormod, since we're done with that, I'm not really going to be using Tormod for combat for a while. Not until his magic goes up, which is why I'm giving him the mage band. Because, Lord Almighty, I have not gotten very lucky with Tormod, especially before and after leveling up. Jeez. He has definitely been the one who's been on the short end of the shtick in terms of that. I almost wish I could take celerity off Tormod and put it on Ileana. But with that said, we did get a Shade Scroll. And just to help Tormod stay alive a little bit, I'm going to give him... Should I? Yeah, I'm more likely to be reckless with Tormod. So, my plan failed a little bit in the last part, but I'll make up for it. In the meantime, that should be it for Entrusted. Let's leave the base and let's see what awaits us. Lots and lots of enemies here at the Daean border. Braum being the heavy fatty that he is. It's the Daean army. Ambush on the mountain road. Interesting. It's not a huge battalion, but they're mainly foot soldiers. Whether or not they're a match for us or not is hard to say. And Kilvis crows have been spotted here as well. And Tyrion under the command of King Kilvis, that bodes ill for us. Or it would if it was a different map. How well we deal with the crows? Alright. Staying here is from like giving the enemy time to prepare. Let's get on with it. Aptly said, Soren. Now, one of the few things I will say, if you were playing normally, there is actually a side quest here revolving around King Kilvis. But, as it stands, highly do not recommend attacking this guy. He's already very dodgy as is. Like, you can see his avoid down there. And he gets even dodgier as he transforms on turn 1. Absolutely keep his range in mind. In particular, keep in mind the range of Hamasa too. I forget if he moves or not, but he definitely is somebody that you should keep in mind as you're going through. As well as King Kilvis's movement. As he will tear you to shreds. The other thing to note, so far, with units, nobody else needs to come in, and Tanath has to get out. So we're currently up to 11? Yeah, 11. The odds look a little grim. And Braum, you should be over there. Can these guys reach us by default? I'm curious. No, you'd have to have a flying unit. Okay. In that case, I'm just going to move everybody as far right as I can. Law. Dev down. There. Lethe there. You there. And ideally, I'd like to have Zahark up front. Largely because this boss is kind of interesting because he has multiple people that he can talk with. One of which is Stefan, but I don't plan on fighting the boss with Stefan. But I'll cover the rest of this in the next part. Until then, take care. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, as well as hit the notification bell to stay up to date. The next part is in the description, or it should be on screen right now. I'll see you for the battle in the next part.